Hey, what's up, everyone? It's me, it's Dave, and it's the Virtual Village Hall yoga class, and we're here every Tuesday. No, we're not. We're here every Thursday. Could be right. We're here every Thursday at 2:30 p.m. So if you've joined, thank you. Thanks so much for coming along. I spoke quite a lot last week, so we'll probably do a little bit more yoga. It's all yoga, right? Talking, physical movements, contemplating our navels. It's all yoga. And I'm back here at the Space to Breathe today. And if you live in the Midlands, this is very close to you because it's not a big area in the Midlands, is it? Well, I suppose it is, but this is in Leicester. And we're right in the centre of Leicester here. And if you've been joining my classes for a long time, you'll have seen me teach from here quite a bit. But I've not been here for, I don't know, a good few months. We've improved the internet connection here, so hopefully this stream will be flawless and you'll be able to see me okay and you'll be able to hear me okay. But this is a really lovely space. It's a space that I helped create with my wife and another amazing guy called Jeff O'Meara, who teaches yoga in prisons and out in the community. And we have about 23 classes a week here. And upstairs, up there, we have therapy rooms, counseling rooms, massage, Reiki, sound baths, breath work, lots of stuff. And then we're a cooperative and we're a not-for-profit organisation. And being based right in a city centre is important to us because people can access our services and we try and keep the prices really low. So feel free to come along and check it out. You see all these big windows around me. We've got a big clock in the corner which now works. In fact, at the end of the class, I'm going to give you a little bonus tour of the clock. All right, so I'm going to probably move back a little bit. That would probably be sensible. So find a comfortable seat on your mats. I'll just do a little bit of adjusting. There's the clock. Look at that. Beautiful. And if you know the story of this space, the clock has been there since 1896 or 1906, probably 1906. And when we took over this building in 2021, it wasn't working. And we've raised money and people have donated and Leicester City Council have paid half of it. And about £4,000 later, it's working. And we've re-gilded it, or we've done the gold leaf on it. And one of our yogis, one of the guys that comes here, really amazing guy, is my friend, taught himself to gold leaf, and he's re-gold leaf the whole of the clock, and it looks incredible. So, yeah, all good stuff, right? So, a little bit of history. I'll show you close up when we finish. I'll leave a little bit of time for it. Okay, so just come sitting up nice and tall on your mat. And spend a little bit of time here just to settle in. Maybe close your eyes or soften your gaze, whatever feels good. Remember, this part of the class, if you want to sit on a chair or with your back against the wall, then feel free to do that. Find somewhere comfortable for your hands. You know, maybe they just rest lightly on your knees. And just notice what's present. You know, what have you brought onto your mat this afternoon? How do you feel? Yeah, that's a really big question, right? Sometimes we don't quite know. We don't really spend time to tap in with those subtle emotions. So why don't we do this? Why don't we just be quiet? I mean, probably you're really quiet now, but I'm going to remain quiet for 30 seconds and then just check in with yourself. And then if you had your eyes closed, maybe, very gently, without kind of taking too much external stimulus, just blink your eyes open. And wherever your eyes land, then just remain lightly focused on that spot. And just take a moment here just to notice what you were noticing. Maybe it was the physical sensation in the body. Maybe you kind of latched onto your breath, or it could be that you just notice sounds or smells. I've got a nice bit of incense burning here, and it smells good in here, nice and seasoned. But whatever was present, then check in. Maybe your mind was a bit busy, right? Maybe you were thinking about something completely different. That's okay. When we sit and we contemplate, we're not trying to not think. We're just taking a break from sometimes the incessance of the mind, or just the busyness of the mind, like a drunken monkey, right? Or that idea of a monkey jumping from branch to branch. Take one more round of breaths, so nice deep inhale through the nose. Take a full exhale through your mouth, just let the breath go. Lovely. So we're going to remain seated for a little bit in this class. So if you want to, let's do this. Let's bring your legs out and then just drop your knees to either side. Just free up your hips, your lower spine. Notice how this feels. Maybe you pause on one side and just breathe into the opposite hip. Maybe you do that on the other side. And then come back to center. It really doesn't matter which shin's in front, but if you can remember, swap it out. Bring your hands onto your knees and then just begin to circle your torso around your hips. Now you might feel a little tender in the spine, so you might just do little circles like this. You might keep the spine nice and long, and you're just coaxing the spine open. Tiny little circles. If everything feels okay, then maybe you bend a little deeper. You can bend into the elbows. You can make the circle a little bit more expansive. You kind of inhale as you come forward and exhale as you come back. But find a rhythm and find a kind of a shape that feels good for you. Maybe inhale here, exhale as you come back. When you're ready, you can swap it out. So however you were moving, take an inhale, come back to center, and then just swap this movement out. Now, don't think about it too much. Kind of get into a nice rhythm that feels good. And making sure you stay as relaxed as you can. So we try and eliminate tension from the shoulders and the face, the jaw, the neck. Beautiful. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, let your breath go. One more like that. Inhale. Exhale. Really, really lovely. All right, let's lean back into the hands again. We'll do this a little bit today. Let's drop the knees to either side. Let's free up the spine. Let's free up the hips. Let's make sure we're not getting too uncomfortable. Beautiful. And then inhale, come back to center. Bring the legs crossed again. If you want to take a drink, I'm going to do that now. A little bit of tea this afternoon. Let's breathe, bring some movement into our head, our neck, our jaw. So when you're ready, just begin to drop the chin down towards your sternum. So you just drop the chin down towards your chest. And see how that feels. Maybe you feel kind of like the slackening of the jaw, or just the heaviness of the head as it tips forward. Maybe a little pressure behind the eyes. And then maybe just rock the chin from side to side. Just feel the stretch down the opposite side of the neck. And then you might even start to make some circles with the head. Maybe inhaling the head up. Maybe exhale as the chin just falls down. You pick a direction, you pick a speed, you pick a depth. There might be different things. You might experiment with slightly new movements. That's what our yoga practice is about. Maybe come back the other way. But for me here, I'd just like to keep the mouth really, really loose, and that'll help me loosen through my jaw. And notice if I am holding tension. You know, tension in the body can be very subtle. We don't realise that we're holding it until we start to bring awareness into the different parts of our body or physicality. It's one of the magic parts of yoga. Inhale, come back to center. Take a full exhale. Let's inhale, bring the arms all the way up. Let's clasp our hands, push the palms towards the ceiling. As you exhale, round your spine, tuck the navel in towards your spine, and kind of really round into the shoulders. You inhale as you expand, maybe a little side to side movement. Don't think about any of this too much. You know, you can just gently, intuitively work into the body. Maybe you've got a few more exhales as you push the palm forward and round the spine, separate the shoulders. Beautiful, really nice. Let's all inhale and then exhale, push the palms forward one final time. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And then as you exhale, twist over towards the left. So you'll bring your right hand on your left knee, your left hand will support you behind your spine. Inhale to find length and then exhale into your twist. Breathe it out. Nice deep inhale. Take full exhales. Two more like that. Deep inhale. Full exhale. And then one more. Deep inhale. And your fullest exhale. Inhale, come back to center. Bring the arms all the way up. Beautiful. Exhale to the right. Left hand on the right knee, right hand behind. And a nice simple seated twist. You know, if you need to adapt to bring your legs out long, feel free. If you want to do this from a chair or a stool, that's certainly a possibility. Every inhale, find length. Every exhale, twist. One more like that. Nice deep inhale. Take a full exhale. Really lovely. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And then as you exhale, bring the arms down, kind of comb them down really slowly, and then press your fingertips down into the floor. Nice deep inhale as you lengthen. As you exhale, left hand flattens down. Inhale, right arm over to the left. Exhale, left arm over to the right. So there's your movement. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale left, exhale right. And it's just a gentle freeing up movement. I really like this one because it allows me to access kind of the side of my body. You know, you think about the space in between the ribs, the intercostal muscles. You think about, you know, these lateral movements, which are side-to-side movements. We sometimes kind of don't access those in our kind of normal range of movement in the day. So this is a really nice way to access the breath, but also to really free up some of the tightness in our physicality. Inhale left, exhale right. Now you can move quicker, you can move slower, you can bring your own version into this pose. Remember, this is your practice. Whatever you do, as long as you're not hurting yourself, is super perfect, and I mean that. You know, express yourself. Please try not to get into the habit of thinking you're doing things wrong. Because if there's no pain, you're just working with what you've got today, which is beautiful. All right, a couple more times either side. Top arm, bring it down. Press your fingertips down into the earth. Nice deep inhale again. And then take a full exhale. Walk the hands back, lean back into the hands, separate your lovely legs, and then just bring your knees to either side. Lovely, lovely, lovely stuff. We're going to come and stand, and I think last week we didn't stand at all, so this is progress, right? Last week was an intentional, slow class. It was warm last week, right? Not so much today. So come to stand. You can bring your tea with you if you want. I might put some lights on. I might treat myself. Put some lights on the space to breathe. That's nice, isn't it? Beautiful. And then come stand in the middle of your mat. It's a very floral tea, that. Very floral. All right, I think it's called Breathe, the tea. I'm not sure what it's got in it. Have you think about hitting with the pot? Have a little shake around. Don't think about it too much. Maybe kind of walk the legs out. Maybe come up onto your toes. Maybe come onto your heels. Maybe bring this weight into the sides of your feet. Kind of just notice what it feels like to stand. Maybe shrug the shoulders a few times. Maybe the fingertips. Maybe crunch into the toes. Kind of really crunch in and pull the toes in, and then spread them out and see what's present. See what's going on. Beautiful. All right, what we're going to do, feet will be hit with the pot. We'll have a little bend in the knees. We'll bring the right hand on the heart. We'll inhale to the left. Big twist. Exhale to the right. Twist to the other side. Inhale left. Exhale right. So we're not thinking about this too much. We're just twisting from side to side. The torso twists. The legs remain still. The feet remain planted down into the air. Inhale left. Exhale right. And if you've got it, you can hear me. I'm breathing quite deeply, in and out through the nose. And you've heard me say it probably a lot of times, this class at 2:30, it's where our energy sometimes is a little low. From here, just let the arms drop a little bit. So imagine you've lost control of the arms, they're like dead weights. Maybe the backs of the hands kind of just slap onto the glutes. There's a nice massage going on there. And then eventually come back to some stillness. Bring the palms so they're face forward, so you're in Tadasana. Maybe the feet are about hip width apart, be generous. Nice deep inhale. Take a full exhale. One more like that. Nice deep rich inhale. Take a full releasing exhale. Really, really lovely. Let's come to the tops of our mats. If you're not there already, again, feet might be hip width apart. Have a little walk out. Notice what's going on. Maybe come to stillness with me and then close your eyes or soften your gaze and kind of root down into the four corners of your feet. And just notice what's going on here. Beautiful. All right, from here, take an inhale, sweep the arms all the way up towards the ceiling or the sky if you're looking to the outside. As you exhale, hinge and fold and come all the way down. When you're ready, inhale, come all the way back up. And then as you exhale, frame your hands at your heart. So we're just going to do that for a few rounds, kind of getting used to this forward fold. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way back up. And then exhale, hands to your heart. Remember, you can put a big generous bend in the knees. Inhale up. As you come down, do what I do. Bend the knees, come down. Inhale, root down into the feet, come to stand. Exhale, hands to your heart. 3 more. Inhale up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale up. Exhale, hands to your heart. 2 to go. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale up. Exhale, hands to heart. 1 more like that. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Nice. Inhale up. Exhale, hands to heart. Beautiful. Inhale up. And then as you exhale, you're going to keep your hips square onto the top of your mat. You're going to open the right arm to the right and then your left arm to the left. So you're just going to spin the arms out. You don't want to kind of twist the torso, kind of try and keep the hips square on. Now obviously the torso is going to bend a little and you're going to twist a little bit. Now you'll probably feel it here in this right shoulder, so be really gentle there. You might drop the arm down, you might bring it forward a little bit. Don't feel like you've got to really muscle into this. In fact, please don't do that. Maybe look down the right arm to the thumb. Take a deep inhale. And then as you exhale, bring the right arm all the way over. So big swoop, left hand, right arm together. And then same thing again, draw the left arm open. So the right arm is forward, the left arm's back. You feel the stretch in the front of that left shoulder probably. Hips are square onto the top edge of your mat. It's also twisted. Final movement, you might just turn the gaze behind you. One more round of breath. Deep inhale. Take a full exhale. Inhale, left arm meets the right. Bring both arms out in front. And then bring the hands to pray. Beautiful. Bring the palms, the hands onto your shoulders, and then just shrug the shoulders just a little bit. Kind of just roll the shoulders. Make sure there's no tension going on. Let's carry on from standing. Hands to heart. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, rain the hands down. Maybe a little wriggle through the fingers as you come down. This time, inhale to a flat back. Maybe bring your hands nice and high. A little bend in the knees can be useful. As you exhale, your hands are down. You're stepping one foot back, then the other. It's a nice, generous step back. Rearrange the feet if you need to. Come into plank. Drop the knees lower to the floor. So really slowly, if you can muster the strength, come down onto your belly. Then take an inhale, come into cobra. And then as you exhale, push the mat firmly away. Come into downward facing dog. So first time, hands at the top of your back, shoulder width apart, feet hip width apart. Pressing the heels down towards the floor, and a generous bend in the knees will allow you to lengthen your spine. Take a deep inhale. Take a full exhale. Nice. When you're ready, soften the knees down onto your mat and come into child's pose. Breathe it out. So you get the knees nice and wide. Remember, you can always stack your head on your hands. You can bring the head down onto the floor. Settle down, and we'll stay here for a good few breaths. Remember, you can pad the knees out of a blanket or something soft. And see if you can access the fullness of your breath. Take 2 more rounds of that. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, come all the way back onto all fours. Nice. And then from there, we'll just move for a few rounds of cat and cow, just to kind of free the spine up. Inhale, drop your belly down, lift your head, lift your heart. Exhale, round your spine. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale as the spine elongates, the head and the heart lift. Exhale as you round deeply into your spine. 2 more. Inhale, come back to center. And then we're just going to do a little balance from here. We might do 2 balances today. This one from the floor. You're just going to kick the right foot out. Nice and gentle. Have a quick look down the right leg and make sure your hips somewhat in line. And then your toes point down towards the earth. Perfect. And then maybe the left arm forward. That will require a little balance. Maybe you just keep the left hand down. Your choice. All right. Lengthen through the right leg. Lengthen through the left fingers. As you exhale, bring the hands down. Drop the right toes down onto the floor. Then push into the right foot so you kind of engage into the toes. All right, we're just going to do a little bit of hip movement here. So be gentle. You're going to walk the right foot over towards the right. You might just tap the right toes down. Then you're going to walk this right foot over to the left. So you might follow with your gaze the right foot as it steps over towards the left. Maybe tap the toes down. And then just move like that either side. Moving from side to side, maybe following the leg. And you're just finding a range of movement in your hips that work for you. You don't feel like it has to be a really big movement. There might be little small steps. And that's cool. Not a problem. We're all different. When you're ready, bring the right leg back to center. You're in tabletop again. We keep arriving here, so let's take a few rounds of cat and cow. Inhale, belly drops, the head and the heart lifts. Exhale, you round into your spine. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale back to center, left leg is long. Probably where you want to stay, that's cool. Imagine the engagement in the sole of the left foot. So this left foot behind, you want to think about it, pressing into a wall behind you. And then maybe you sweep the right arm in front. Breathe it out, gaze down at the top of your mat. Think about your navel, the whole front of your body engages, that will keep you stable. Nice deep inhale. Take a full exhale, right hand down, engage into the left toes, keep the left leg long, press into the toes. Beautiful. All right, let's do that little movement into the hips. Walk the left foot out to the left, tap the toes down, walk the left foot out to the right, maybe tap the toes down again, maybe look behind you, and then just follow the movement. A little bit side to side. See how it feels. Beautiful. A couple more either side. Maybe lift the leg a little higher. And then when you're ready, eventually come all the way up to center. We're going to do another beautiful stretch into the shoulders and the back, melting heart pose. So it's a little bit like child's pose, but the hips stay high. So knees and hips line up. You walk the hands forward. Now you might prop the head on a block or a book or a blanket, or maybe the forehead just comes down onto the floor. You see my forearms are lifted, my fingers are spread out, my hips remain high. I have loads of room to breathe into. So notice how this feels. Nice deep inhale. Full exhale. Melt the heart center down a little further to the floor if you can. Don't worry about it too much. Take one more round of breath. Nice deep inhale. Take a full exhale. Beautiful. Roll the hands back underneath the shoulders. Before you lift up, press into the palms just to stabilize yourself. And then see if you can bring the left hand into the center of your mat. So it's kind of underneath your nose. And then you're going to keep the left leg down. You're going to lengthen through the right leg and turn the right toes to the long edge of your mat. So you see I've just turned the toes so they point outwards. And then I can inhale and I can expand the right arm up. My left leg supporting me. I'm in an adapted side plank. Breathe out here. Deep inhales. Full exhales. Nice. Bring the right hand down. Realign your body. Bring the right hand maybe underneath the nose. Lengthen the left leg. Press into the outer edge of the foot. Turn the toes. And then lengthen out through the left arm. Breathe. Feel your expansive breath. Maybe it feels really different to when you started. One more round of breath. Deep inhale. Take a full exhale. Nice. Bring the left hand down to meet the right. Back here in all fours. 3 rounds of cat cow. From here, from this neutral spine position, we're going to come and lie on our bellies. And I invite you to do that any way that feels good. You might step back into a plank. You might drop yourself down onto your thighs, your knees. And we're going to come into Sphinx pose. So this is a nice stretch into the lower spine. So you can see I walk my elbows right underneath my shoulders. I root down into my forearms, press into the tops of my feet, lift my chest, my head, not too much. I don't want to strain the back of my neck. And then I want to feel something here in my lower spine. So just check in with that movement. Maybe close the eyes. Soften the jaw if you feel any tension creeping back into the body. Option here to move the head just a little bit. Maybe turn your head towards the left. Maybe turn your head towards the right. Lovely. Beautiful. You kind of try not to hold any tension here. Don't let it creep back in. We're releasing tension. Maybe you drop your chin down. Maybe they're just tiny little movements to access those subtle parts of us. Nice. When the head's back to center, do this. Swing the elbows out wide. Bring the right hand on top of the left. Bring the right knee in line with the right hip. And then turn your head to the right. And just settle down into the earth. Whatever surface you're lying upon,
If it feels okay, close your eyes and just settle into this half frog pose. Nice opening through the spine. Breathe in deeply here. Just let the earth support your body. Feel that gentle opening through the right hand side. Beautiful. Come all the way back to centre. So the way I like to do is tuck the toes on the left leg, gives me a little bit more room. Right leg is meeting the left, and then left hand's on top of the right. Give myself a little room and shuffle the left hip in line with the left knee and looking towards the left. Two more rounds of breath on the side. And when you're ready, tuck the toes in the left leg back to meet the right, and the hands underneath the shoulders, and then press yourself back onto all fours. Beautiful. Flip over onto one hip. Do that any way that feels good, and then come to lie down on your back. Before I get there, I'm going to take another little drink. So, it's a good opportunity to take a drink. We're going to make sure everything's very relaxing from now on. When you're ready, come down, and if you haven't already, hook your knees in towards your belly. Notice how that feels. As you rock out a little side to side. Soften your shoulders down into your mat. And then from here, what we're going to do is we're going to come into reclined cobbler. We're going to hold it for 2 minutes, so it's going to be quite a long hold. So if you feel like this is one where the feet are together and your knees fall open. So if you feel like you want to bring something underneath your hips, if you've got blocks or a big book, you can wedge something underneath your hips. That would take a little bit of pressure out. And then be really expansive with the pose. Maybe expand the arms out, take up loads of room. You can always bring a hand on the heart and a hand on the belly and just let the body breathe itself. Maybe check in with the rhythm of your breath. You kind of obviously breathe deeply into your hips. From here, just take 2 or 3 more rounds of breath. Nice. And then when you're ready, very gently and slowly bring your hands onto your outer thighs, draw your knees in, see how that feels. And then we're going to bring our feet back down onto the mat, and then we're going to bring the knees so they touch together. And then bring the palms again so they're nice and wide. The arms might lengthen. This is constructive rest. It should feel relatively relaxing through your lower spine. This is kind of more letting go than doing, right? This is just being. This is just noticing. Maybe check in with your breath again. Just notice the flow of your breath. Belly rises, belly falls. And then when you're ready, just gently separate your knees. And then from here, bring your legs nice and long to the down your mat. And you might swoop the arms so they're a little narrower and your palms are facing up. Come into Shavasana. This is our final pose. Remember, find a Shavasana that works for you. Maybe plant the soles of the feet on the floor if your lower back feels a little tight or there's any aggravation. And see if you can commit to some stillness just for a couple of minutes. Make any necessary adjustments to let everything go. And then from here, when you're ready, in your own time, in your own unique, gentle way, bring a little bit of movement back into your body. Maybe your fingers and toes. Maybe you roll out your ankles and your wrists and You can stretch the arms above the head and fall behind, and maybe bend the knees in and bring some movements back into your lower body. Really nice work, everyone. Put the knees in one final time. And then let's roll over to one side. And you might spend a little bit of time there just to settle. And then eventually we'll come back to a seated position. Really lovely. Notice the effects of your practice. When you're ready, slowly soften your hands to your heart. And just with that wholehearted bow, nice and simple, just wish yourself well, wish everybody else well. Namaste. Thanks, you guys. It's really lovely to have you along. Let's have a look at that centerpiece here, shall we? I hope you enjoyed that. Here's the room. Look at these windows. Beautiful, aren't they? Really nice. Let's go back towards the clock area. Here I am. I'll give you a little tour. So here's the clock. Just here, and if we stay here long enough, you probably can see the hand move. So the big hand, obviously, moves. And on the back of this, it's like gold leaf. I probably won't be able to show you the gold leaf, but it's been completely refurbished. It was unloved. And we were reading in the local paper that a guy from Bristol, which is a place near Leicester, there you go, there's the hand moving. A guy from Bristol, he used to look after the clock. He looked after it for 40 years. And if we don't look after our heritage, then it just falls apart, right? So we care for people within this building, and we care for the fabric of the building. The clock's been a really big part of that. Let's see if we can show you a little bit of the gold leaf. There it is. Look at that. It's beautiful, isn't it? And it goes all the way around. And the guy that did that is a guy called Aidan Milthorpe, and he's one of our yogis. And he's super talented, and he can turn his hand to anything. And he turned his hand to, refurbishing the clock for us. And also for anybody who is in Cumbria. Let's have a look. The Cumbria Clock Company did the refurb on the mechanism. So thank you to everybody. All right, I'm going to go now. That's the tour of the Space to Breathe. Thank you so much to the Virtual Village Hall, the Royal Voluntary Service, for such incredible support and for hosting such a variety of goodness. I'll see you guys all next week. Have a really beautiful weekend. See you later on. Oh, that's really lovely to hear, Jackie, that your dad was born in Leicester. A Leicester lad. All right, everyone. Look after yourselves. I'll see you soon. Bye.